Hi, I'm Pug Villalone with Stellar Fishing, and as much as we love to fish saltwater, right now I'm here at our lake lot on Corpus Christi Lake, and as you can see, these piers, if you follow the local news, they haven't been in the water in years, and that's a nice little boat ramp that goes all the way down to where the water used to be. And actually, if you look over there, we're still sitting under those trees. That's where the water is when it's at 100%. It goes all the way to right where her feet are at. And obviously where this pier is, this pier hasn't seen water in years. And right now, Lake Corpus Christi is at 15 to 18%. And as you can see this way, as long as they keep the grass cut, that's fine. But what happens is this was a cove, and all the way across was always water, all the time. Now it's like a mini forest that came in. And the issue here is, if you're not familiar with Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon Lake, for decades and decades and decades, they release water continuously. Whether it's a rainy season, drought, you name it, they release water, although people have complained forever because this isn't a recreational lake, it's what they call a reservoir lake. So they continue to they continue to release water all the time. And what happens is they claim that because this is the water source on the Nueces River that takes it out to the back bay of the Corpus Christi Bay, and they claim that they have to keep the salinity levels at a certain mark from freshwater and saltwater mixing for the oysters and the shrimp in the back bay. So they've done this despite the fact that people have protested and protested and protested over the years, and they just keep claiming, well, you know, we have to save the lives of these oysters and these shrimp. Well, now Mathis, which is only about 8 minutes from where I'm standing, about 7 miles from here, they've got major water issues to where now the people of Mathis could run out of water. So tell me what's more important, the oysters and the shrimp in the back bay, or the 5,541 residents of Mathis and some of the little surrounding areas too that depend on this reservoir, which Corpus Christi is one of them, because now they have to outsource their water and pay a gazillion dollars to fix this problem that for years they just continued to release water. But let me tell you what they did here, which is a little different. This has nothing to do with the lake level. Well, it does, but as the lake receded and went down, this forest grew because the soil was so rich and the water stayed in the soil for years. Even after the water level went down, you know, way down below 50%, 40%, you know, in that area, you still couldn't basically keep it cut too far because you would still walk in mud because it had been wet for so long. Well, now that the water hasn't been here for a long time, somebody got smart and actually came and did this. We showed up at the lake today to get some work done, just to keep the grass cut, build a small fire, and just relax, although there's no water out here. And we saw this, which somebody came in and cleared this entire area. As you can see, the houses on the other side, that's the other side of the cove, and that way is the rest of the lake. And we're situated right between Mathis and Sweeney Switch, if you're familiar with this area. This is just one of several coves that come into this area. But let me tell you why this was so smart that they cut this. And like I said, I haven't looked into it to find out who cut it. I'm sure it's not the county, because if the county did it, they would have taken out all of these trees. And here, they just came in with a thrasher, because those trees, they've only been here, you know, 4 or 5 years, so they can't be that thick. But the importance of doing this is, as the water was receding, you couldn't keep it cut because you would sink into the mud. Well, now that it's gone for so long, now that they've cut it, and I walked all the way down there to the end, it's just like on walking regular dirt, regular farm soil. So now that they've cut it this short, and knowing that the water's not going to return for a while, you can keep it cut. You can keep it cut and keep it short and not let it get to this point, because really this one you didn't have a choice because of the way the water was growing. So my recommendations to anybody that has this little forest in front of them, and even looking that way, you know, they cut it for what looks like the equivalence of about 4 houses and our lake lot, which is located right here in the middle. And once they keep it up, because we'll keep an eye on it, and if anything starts to grow with any kind of length whatsoever that gets over a foot, a couple of feet, we'll just go through there and mow it down and keep this thing completely short until the water comes back. And then once the water comes back, then you've got a nice clean lake area, and all these little shreds that are there from the industrial mower that came through here, at some point we'll rake it up all, make it in a little pile, and either haul it off, or maybe when the burn ban gets lifted in this area, just make a nice little bonfire and enjoy this place. But this looks 100% better. So my recommendation is, if you have a lake lot that's just completely been overgrown, either have somebody come in and clear it, or just, you know, over a short period of time, go in there, cut a little bit more, cut a little bit more, and clear the entire area. Because once this water comes back, and it goes all the way back to where Stella's sitting over here, then you know that the grass is nice and clean. The water, you can have your kids, your grandkids, anybody else fish and swim in this area, and you're not going to have problems with stepping on stumps or anything else, because you cleared this entire area while the water was gone. So hopefully it'll return, because that way I can get back to doing some freshwater fishing, run some trout lines, and get my boat back in on the lake. So thank you very much for watching this video, and as usual, file your complaints with the city and the county. Not so much, well, the city of Corpus Christi, this is their lake. So, and tell them, you know, what's more important, the livelihood of people or the salinity level in the back bay for shrimp and oysters. Trust me, there's a lot of shrimp, a lot of oysters all over the world. So they can bring it in a lot cheaper than they can, instead of devastating these local communities and their lakefronts. So thank you very much for watching this video, and hope to see you soon, and good luck fishing.